Hey, it's Kelly Dix. So you're out looking for condos, but have you thought about the parking spots? Okay, so you're out looking at condos and you kind of know what you want in a condo unit, but have you thought about your parking options? So a couple parking options you have. Some condo units have garages. They're either attached or detached, or they could be below your unit. Some condo complexes have carports, and you want to make sure when you're out looking at the condo complex, some of them do have carports assigned with the units, some don't have them assigned with the units. So you'll want to find out what number carport is yours that's attached to your unit. Some other parking options could be in the street. They might have street parking either on both sides, on one side, or some of them have no street parking at all if it's a very narrow spot, especially if it's pretty narrow and you have to leave room for emergency vehicles to get in. So usually there'll be signs that say fire lane, no parking. So you want to pay attention to that. Sometimes too, if you are allowed to park in the street, you may have to move your vehicle. If you have somebody overnight staying, they may have to move their vehicle into the driveway or into one of the guest spots or into your garage or somewhere else. They might not be able to leave their car there overnight in the parking spot on the road. So if you don't have an assigned parking spot, there are just maybe general parking spots. Sometimes they have a group of parking spots, usually for your visitors or guests. Sometimes they don't have them at all. So if that is an important thing, you're having people over, you want to have a couple spots for them to be able to park their car. Or do they have to park way over in some general parking lot where they're going to have to walk a fair distance? Some units will have parking out right in front of the units. So you want to make sure if you have any of those assigned spots to your units, they may have your unit number on the parking spot. They may have like a V for visitor or G for guest. So you want to make sure when you're looking at the unit, look in the description, or you can call the association or look in the bylaws, and it should say if you're allowed some parking spots. So if you do have some parking spots in the front of your unit, you want to make sure which ones are yours. You want to make sure how many you have assigned to your new unit, if anything. Also too, if you do need handicap parking, that's also another question to pay attention to. Is there a handicap parking spot close to your unit? If there isn't one, do you need to talk to the association about accommodations for a handicap parking spot for you? I also think it's a good idea to get your parking arrangements in writing somewhere in your purchase or in your bylaws, or when you're paying your association dues. Somewhere even in your legal description, it might say that you do have a carport or something like that. It's always a good idea to get it in writing, so if there's no disputes, if somebody's parking in your spot, you have proof of which ones are yours. As always too, in an association, you want to double check the bylaws, and if there's nothing in there that's detailed to parking, make that phone call to the association and have them put something in writing for you. Once you buy the condo, it's too late. All this information is good too, so that when eventually one day you want to sell your unit, you'll have all this information for the new buyer. And if you have no parking at all, that may hinder your quick sale when you're selling your condo on your own. So hopefully those are all good tips when looking to buy or eventually wanting to sell your condo, and the parking options. Thanks.